Y'all want another video?
Do we start this video with another song? Or do we leave it alone and just go along? Yeah. I don't have a pop voice, but I'm giving Britney Spears. I do it without a lip sync machine because I don't know what's in the rear. I'm giving you bubble gum pop, Paris Hilton galore. My makeup's on sale at Kmart. Don't forget, not in stores. Because Kmart's out of business.
Not everywhere.
Well, in places that matter. Oh, we're on camera.
Now, see, if you live in a place with Kmart.
Find the shade. Don't throw it back. Oh, that was a light song, but thanks so much for joining Matty Rants
And Jamar84.
for the Mat&Mar Show. This is like the 7th episode now. Have mercy.
Come on, consistency.
I believe this is what's happening. Okay. that horrible laugh. Better than moaning.
No.
I was like, if that happens in the bedroom, block.
Oh, no. I can imagine.
Can you imagine? Lights off and you hear, just wait.
Flaccid. Okay, now.
Put me in the crypt and call it dead. Lock it with some nails and say head. Oh, I don't know what to say.
Whoa. Okay.
Y'all find where that rap went wrong. After the commercial break. I am going to insert a commercial break right there. So.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Yabba dabba doo da. So we need to go ahead and get into these questions here. We don't have that many light ones. We have some more interesting, intriguing, long ones.
All right. So the first one reads is Growing Up Blues.
Growing Up Blues, yeah.
Hey, Mat&Mar, love your reviews of the show, and you are my favorite two people to listen to while grinding items on games.
All right, come on, items. I'm
see,
trying to think
always know what that
what
means.
games that you play where you need to get the items at is really what we want to know now. So
Some sort of RPG, I assume.
in the comment section or email us if you don't feel like giving your name away.
So the backstory is, I'm about to hit 25 years old. I'm happily out and proud. I'm engaged to someone I've been dating for over 5 years, and I live with my partner. Work. I am a lover of video games and anime since I was a child. The question is, how do I deal with people treating me like a child because of my hobbies? Every time I run to a neighbor, old classmate, or some family members, I get asked, when will I grow up? Because I still watch cartoons and play video games.
You're a Toys R Us kid, man.
Baby.
They went out of business, but you still hold that title, the draft.
Listen.
Well, actually, he's 25. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Yeah,
Well,
because,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they know.
Okay, me and Jamar
Play
play video games and watch anime.
cartoons.
I'm 31,
Down.
girl. Boo. You think anybody's giving me that kind of struggle?
If
no.
it's good, I don't care if it's animated or
Do
not.
you? No, just do you. Do you. Don't worry about what others have to say about you. Don't include them in stuff that you do all the time. Realize there's going to be that boundary and barrier if they want to make it all the time the discussion. And let them know how you perceive it and tell them, hey,
Just filter them out.
we're going to talk about this every time I see you? Well,
I watch
I'm
cartoons.
just trying to help you.
I
Okay?
play video games.
Well, you tell me the next time you watch Wolf Blitzer, you tell me how entertained you are by everything he's telling you. Because most of the time I'm sitting there like, we're in some really bad shape. I don't need that all the time. I don't need that all the time.
I need something to laugh at. I don't need to see something serious all the time or something
I watch
dramatic.
Don Lemon, Wolf Blitzer. I don't watch them other people on the other network. You know,
We don't talk about them.
The Slytherin company. But yeah, you probably have more than just anime and video games in your whole repertoire, and they're just trying to see that and look at that as a negative because you are getting older, and they feel like at a certain age you get over things. But I know many 67-year-old people out there still
playing
rocking
video
it,
games.
still showing up to Comic-Con, still doing the dang thing. So do you, babe? Next question, please. And love you, and thanks for giving us a question.
Alrighty. So this one is going to be gay statistics. Okay.
Oh, you're doing part 1 and I'm doing part 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Matt and Jamar. So appreciate your reviews of RuPaul's Drag Race as they're fierce, honest, and always bringing the tea. However, I have 2 slightly unrelated questions. I recently read an article that only 30% to 40% of men actually participate in anal sex. Do you find this to be true in your experience?
Pause.
If true, why? No.
Rewind that back.
Uh-uh.
How many men?
Well, 30 to 40% of men.
Who took this survey?
I don't know.
What year was this?
We need a link.
Have you been on the apps? Have you been on the application?
Those of us in the community can tell you that this is not.
I'm out here struggling.
This is not
trying to find the top. So it's like,
you want to be on top?
What do you mean? What are they talking about? No,
that's not true, baby.
Oh, 60 to 7. I'm including that with straight men too, Miss Thing. Let's be real about it.
Can a gay couple have meaningful, soul-blasting sex without penetration? If yes, how? And how do you maintain an intimate connection with your partner? Can you have it without penetration?
Yes.
Soul blasting?
Well, I don't. It may be soul blasting. I don't know what the soul looks like because I'm not.
Well, I mean,
a soul
some
keeper.
people can, the soul out
or
of...
a soul eater for the anime fan. Huh? Okay.
Wow.
All right. You're welcome. Or for the video game Soul Calibur, and for the old school Soul Blade.
What was that man who used to walk backwards on
Baldo.
That was my...
I was like, all right for the ball and gag, but yeah, they can. I've honestly been in a, okay. Hi, my name is Matty Rants. Hi, Matty Rants, and I've been in a sexless relationship for longer than a year before.
Yeah, me too.
And there were moments of passion without having any anal penetration on my behalf. But me, 31 now, I mean, I kind of want to be tickled. That's the nicest way to say it.
See, okay.
But for those of you who are young and still in school, get out your mom's house.
You have more time to worry about that.
Get your things together and then worry about
learn what you like.
Okay, because baby, when I tell you, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Oh my God, still being made. So the second question that we got from this same person. Maddie, I've made many comments regarding your nerdom. I know, because I'm so nerdy. I ignorantly thought that the gay culture didn't really mix with nerd culture, but I've come to learn that gay culture very much has an influence on nerd culture, cartoons, comics, video games, etc. Not only as consumers, but as creators of the nerd content. My question is, why am I just realizing this? Because you had an epiphany. No. Am I that blind, or has it been difficult for those of the gay culture to express their nerdom mainstream and be taken seriously? No, it's honestly true in certain cases, because I know many gay men who, if you go to their houses, they have like replicas of comic stuff, but you would never hear them talk about that outside their house. And you're like,
or a close circle of friends.
Is that a Black Panther like model that you have set up 13 inches, possibly the first uniform he had before the change up? Yeah, that's the one. I have the first edition. I have the signed letter by Stanley himself. You're interior decorator. Yes. You never talk about that. Yes.
Because they know that it probably is going to alter people's perception of them. They're going to think them as a nerd. Or
just like the conversation you just had with us about the whole my age and why people think I need to grow up. The same stigma lies in the gay community and with just people in general when it comes to certain things of that nature, because it is led to believe that those things are for children. But if people actually looked at some of those animes, a lot of them are not for children. Not even close.
Even like, okay, on the fence, what would you think about Steven Universe? Because Steven Universe has implemented a slight LGBTs.
Slight?
Well, okay. It's there.
It's all up in the voodoo. It's in the voodoo.
But parents don't realize that, and they don't be like, oh no, just that and four.
Because they're not taking it seriously. And then they're going to wonder later, well, what inspired you? When I had to say Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it was, that was my first kind of gay movie experience. And it was the woman in the red dress, and I was like, oh, she is everything. After that, I was done. I was like, oh, I live. Oh, yeah, she came out with the rod. That bang is sitting. Oh, it came out of me.
That one bang just forever.
And so that movie was banned in my household for a long time because of that. Because they always saw me, like, doing this when she would come on. And they'd be like, nope, can't watch this anymore. And I love that movie, but it scars me to this day. Every time I watch it, I get really uncomfortable when she gets on the screen. Yeah, conditioning. Gotta be careful of that. But back to this question here. We were still on it, but we just got into a whole nother thing about it. You gotta realize that a lot of these guys or girls or whoever it is in your realm, there are a lot of people also in the gay culture who are nerds who are proud of it too. Mm-hmm. We have a gaming group we go to like every weekend. And we play card games like Dungeons and Dragons type of stuff and Super Smash Brothers and other things too.
Dragon Ball Z, anime. Find your niche.
Find your
family.
clique. Find a niche.
Yes.
Find them.
Because they're out there, baby. They are out there.
Put it out, though, that you are that kind of person, because those people are going to eventually come to you. A lot of them are introverts, because I know a lot of us nerdy people can be very introverted. I can be like that a lot of the times, and people are shocked. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm not a complete introvert, but I mix in between it. Because some days I'm like, please let me be in my house by myself. And other days I'm like, I need to get out of here.
I need to be social.
I need to see someone. I need to throw a drink on someone and they not notice me and I run. Like that type of stuff. I've done it many times. I've done it many times. I've been like,
really?
I've walked past someone and been like, oop, just kept walking.
And they didn't.
Or when they walk, oh my God, they ran. Ooh, I would go get them and ran to the bathroom. I'm like, girl, where's that other exit? Because they're going to figure out it was me.
No, I never heard that.
Only the hoes I've hated. But that was in my younger days when I was a petty little thing. And I used to be like,
we're better
I'm
now.
gonna get her. Oh, yeah, I'm really good now because I don't even entertain stuff like that. If someone bothers me, I'm like, I need to turn around and go another direction and find another place to be, because it's not that it's ruining my time. It's going to ruin my time. That's the difference. Because you know when you're ready to pop somebody. Next question.
All right. Hi, Mat&Mar. I've just recently stumbled onto your videos and get a kick out of them all. You guys have really good content and never fail to make me laugh. Keep up the good work. Thank you, baby. Here's the spill. I just recently moved to Houston about 2 years ago from a really small town in Texas.
Hey.
My parents were not big fans of me moving here, as I have always been under their wing and sheltered for as long as I can remember. Also, they are super holy rollers, and the fact that I have relationships with men does not make the situation any better.
They'll be all right.
My real problem is that whenever we talk to each other, the conversation always turned to me being gay or moving to Houston on a whim. No matter how much I tell them that I'm in school, making good grades, recently became a manager at my job, and doing better than most people that move to a big city, they seem to think that I've made a cardinal error in my lifestyle choices. I love my parents and want them to know what's going on since we are 300 miles apart, but I can do without the negativity. What can I do to keep a positive relationship with my parents who are so set in their ways? Thank you guys so much for reading. Love you lots and hope you see it around Houston. Love you too, baby. Here's what you do. Keep doing you, because everything is going to be evident by you're already making good grades, you're already in school. They have no reason to judge you. You're making decisions that most people can't even get. They should be lucky to have somebody like you being this kind of independent without them. Shoot.
I agree to the extent that Jamar is giving, to where, yes, you are doing everything correct in your life right now as far as going down a path of wonderful wisdom and knowledge, becoming an adult, being someone who is planning their life for their own purposes and not for anybody else, which you should never do.
Amen.
The problem is that you're trying to now maintain a positive relationship with them. Honey, they're going to be on your ass about it for quite some time.
Their parents.
Quite some time. So if you want to maintain a positive relationship, take the positive moments from your conversations. If it gets to a point to where you just can't handle it anymore, you got to address it.
You should be old enough to assert yourself.
Yeah, if they can't handle it, that's not your problem, baby, because you are you.
You're happy.
You're yourself. You're an adult. This is your world, your reality. They guided you along as much as they could to a certain point. But you have now fully come to terms with who you are. You made the decision to continue being who you are. Because it's not about, I made the decision later in life to be that way. No, you made the decision to be yourself.
Because let's not get into this whole choice.
Because it wasn't for me, baby. Trust me, if it was, I'd be over with someone named Mary Elizabeth right now with 3 kids in a nice house and a good old pickup truck.
Nobody
but that
wants
was
to
not
choose
my
to
life.
be oppressed.
Yeah, it wasn't my life.
On.
It's not for you. So until they understand that about you, and still taking my dad quite some time to get that with me. I tell him all the time, but it just will not get it in his head. But it's like, you'll be hearing that all the way to your grave. You'll be hearing it.
And you know what? Somebody said that you've had time to go through your whole life with this experience of having to come to terms with it. And then once you come out, this is the first time that they're getting a chance to get exposure. So you have to give them the same time that you needed to come into terms with this. So be patient with them as well.
Be patient, but don't expect the world. That's all I got to say. Like, high expectations lead to mediocre failures, in my opinions, because those things should never have been expected to be anything. Therefore, if you walk into a situation without expecting anything, the things that could happen will not hurt you as much as they would if you didn't have these high expectations. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of walk into stuff now. I'm like, I got this, but if I don't, all right. And then just keep it moving. Yeah. I'm already signing up for other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I already did that. Oh, but you called me though? Oh, but you need me though. Okay, I'll be there. Everybody else, I'm sorry. Because everybody accepted me. Let's just be real. Okay, but listen. Okay. Marriage, kids, and pot. Lord have mercy. This is a
That's
continuing subject from last week. Yo, somebody must have wrote this on 420. Dear Mat&Mar, please keep me anonymous. Got it. I love you guys. I always watch your show right after watching the latest episode of Drag Race. You are the best, and I would love your advice. Got it. I'm 33 and engaged. Congratulations. My fiance and I have been together 5 years, and he has always smoked pot since we have been together. Okay. He is a pretty heavy smoker, basically daily.
Okay.
It has never really bothered me because he works hard at his job, pays his own bills, and pulls his own weight around the house and in the relationship.
I don't see the problem yet.
Do I? Okay, no, I'm just playing, girl. I was like, do I need to keep reading this? No, I'm playing, sis. I got you. So here's the issue. We are getting married in about 6 months, and we both would like to start a family fairly soon after that. We have talked about the issue of being high around babies' children a million times. I always told him that I did not think it was okay for him to smoke pot while also being responsible for a newborn. He has agreed and says he will plan to significantly reduce his smoking if I become pregnant.
Okay.
That's a good man.
He seems fine to me.
I know that reducing from a daily habit would be really hard for him, so I worry if he could actually stick with that. Weed is different than that other stuff.
Yeah.
It's not so hard to wean someone off of it.
Doesn't have that addictive quality.
Let's be real. I have gone to where I used to smoke daily at one point in time to where I didn't smoke for like months. And I'm talking like 7, 8, 9 kind of months. Cold turkey. I wasn't like, but the world was ending, but it was,
I feel like for your child, you'll be fine. You'll want to do it.
When you have a set goal established in front of you, and you want to make that happen, and that's the one thing that's gonna pause that.
They're gonna boop.
That's gotta go. I'll come to that later. That's always gonna be there. There's soil on the ground.
More healthy way to relax.
There's seeds to plant. Global warming is still happening, but we're working it out right now. I'll have time to come back to that. Save your other stuff. It's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my opinion, his behavior doesn't significantly change when he is high versus not. So it doesn't change.
Yeah,
So he's a good pothead. And I'll explain. This is quick for everybody. Education time with Matty. So there's levels to potheadism. Okay. Now, there's your stoner, and those are the ones who I normally call the ones who can't function because they're stoned.
Yeah, bruh.
Not even. But because that sounded so, a PG movie where people do is weed for the first time. It's more of like,
the screen.
Like, you see them, it's like, what's up?
Like, they look
How's
real...
everything going, man? Everything been good with you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. And then you just walk away and come back in the room. Oh, man, you were just in here. That type of stuff. Am I lying? Because that's it right there. Like, you're just, it's like a little laugh. And you're looking at them like, so you're on your 8th blunt today, and it's not sativa, it's quite indica, and you're about to go to pasture.
You know what I thought? Like the 8, if you turn it to the side, it's infinity.
You sound like this is your first time smoking. Oh, was that my first time smoking? Oh my God,
that's what they get. That's what I used to watch people do.
That's another story. We'll do that later. I think we should have a story time one day. Because I got some stories about my first time smoking. So, bitch. So many things happened. Okay, so let's do this. All right. Which is great that his attitude doesn't change. Sorry, we had a little side moment there. My question is, am I being too harsh in thinking about this? Especially now that some states have legalized pot. We don't live in a legalized state. What are your thoughts on someone being high around a child? I can't wait to move to California. I'm sorry. I'm having that moment right now. I'm going to walk in. I will take this. Because I don't like to drink like that. So for me, I'm going to be like, yay! I would not condone having the actual smoke around the child. But for example, if someone had an edible or smoked outside, do you think that is okay? I know families that do that. They're comparable. Them kids are actually AP students, so...
I mean, if he's willing to do it, then I don't see... Girl, you ain't being too harsh.
I'm confused on my stance on this now. My main priority would be to the safety of the child, but I don't want to overact either. I will add that in my past, I used to smoke in college, but I haven't for many years. Thanks so much for what y'all do. I look forward to your shows every week. Love. Confused. Oh, well, sending love back to you. Keeping you anonymous here. So... Here's the thing. I mean, it depends on how you really feel about it. If you're questioning how you feel about it, it's because it's a conflict of you wanting to make sure your husband's still happy, but at the same time raising your baby in a healthy environment. And I totally get that as well. And it's possible to do that with raising a child in that kind of environment. I can see so many people from the health board going, no, listen, one of my good Judies from college, her mom smokes down. did when she was a little when my friend was a little girl. She was a very smart student, on roll and all that type of stuff. Girl was really great with her grades. She's one of the best people I've ever met. And her daughter does not smoke. No, does not smoke. I think she hit it one time with me. I think she had like allergic reaction, so she was like, "No, man, I can't."
It's not for everybody, and just like as long as you communicate, just support your husband, let him know your concerns, and it seems like he's reasonable and is willing to take the do the work to make this happen for their child. You're good to go.
But I'll tell you what the mama did too. She'd smoke outside, or she'd be in her room. And if she had someone, of course, to look after the kids, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay. But when she had that time to herself, it was like, I'm going to go to this little spot.
I'll
shit
be right
on.
back.
If the baby start crying, though, I'm up. Let's get it going. I'm a little woo, but I'm not to the point of, I'm going to drop my baby. So it's whatever works in the household that you have. If you feel that he doesn't have a significant change in his interior, exterior, and all the above, and you're fine with that, good. But honestly, purposely, like if I had a child and if I was smoking or something like that, I'm not doing it around my baby. I'll be outside smoking that shit. I'll be maybe in another room, not even my room, in another room in the house that's always locked. Like it'd be my own little man corner or something like that.
Put a towel at the bottom of the door.
It would I would never involve my children into that. Now, if they ever were to ask me later in life about it, we're gonna have that talk. But it is where it is. But I would live in a legalized state by the time that happened. Does that make sense? Yeah, I wouldn't be in it like, we have to go find Jimmy from down the way and get a little dub sack and stuff. No. It would definitely be a legalized state to where it actually would make sense to have the conversation and not one where it's illegal. It's like, well, he does that because boop, boop, boop. No.
We don't need that.
But yeah, you sound like it's going to be okay. You'll be fine, love.
You'll be all right, girl.
And just talk it out with him. Make sure y'all have that routine down and just be aware and be careful. And there you go.
All right. Next question reads, hello from the East Coast.
What's up, East?
I'm writing you because you asked for more questions and I'm here to give you what you need.
Well, thank you.
Baby, did you ever?
Thank you. And then you made a face with
I'm about to see how you
with
did
stuff.
With stuff. I don't know how to do that. Before we get into the story, I'm a 20-year-old basically. I'm a 20-year-old man of color and I'm in the cut, aka the hood. I have two questions, one regarding individuality and romance. This will be long, but I will try my best to make this as short as possible. I'm providing you the backstory and all the details
that you
will make.
This is the one I said you have to read.
And, yes.
And we're not mad at you for giving us the back. We're
not mad at you for giving the backstory.
Do it. But when we read it, we took a pause. And I think I took another phone call and they came back and was like, let's continue reading this, Jamar, because I want to make sure we have this correct.
I apologize in advance. You good. It's all right.
This is an interesting
This is why we're here.
This is an interesting
All right. In high school, I used to wear makeup every day. My thought process was they're going to judge me, but at least they can't say I'm ugly or tacky. I never really had issues wearing makeup or even at the point of having acrylic nails outside the house, but more so in my house. Our whole lives we were taught to fear the people in the street, but no one ever told us about the ones in our own home. Because of being very young and more vulnerable, I stopped expressing myself. My aunt and great-grandmother were very nasty to me. It got to the point where I dreaded going home. Now being 20 and truly not giving a tuck, I'm ready to get back to my androgynous roots. So my question is, should I stop postponing it and jump back in, or should I ease myself into it? Even though I'm in the hood, I don't give not one of these blanks, and I wish a blank would.
Okay, first of all, thanks for using tuck. Someone's watching the show. Second of all, okay, baby, let's be real about it. Yeah, you in the hood. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, you put yourself at risk every day. Mm-hmm. If that's what you're doing, honey, just know what you're doing.
Just be aware of the consequences.
You're risking yourself every day. I'm not going to tell you not to do that, honey. You remember Chichi Rodriguez walking through them streets, honey, with that one little wig and that little ugly dress going to the pageant with Vita Bohem and Noxema Jackson. And they threw them bottles at her, but she was running in them hills. Now, if you can't run them hills, I suggest you work on that. Okay. But I would be prepared. Be prepared. The Lion King in theaters later this summer. So, I think it is coming out this year, or maybe it's next year. I don't know. The
musical or whatever. What is it? Not the Broadway.
The live action movie.
Yeah, there it is. Mm-hmm.
That is gonna look interesting. Even though the Jungle Book was done good. Oh, back to you, babe. So listen. Listen. Yeah, do you, baby? Don't let nobody tell you can't. If you feel comfortable, if that makes you happy, putting on those nails,
beat your face together, and get them nails on.
But
just
be
carry
ready.
some mace,
carry some
brass
taser,
knuckles.
If it's legal, a gun. If you need to protect yourself, you protect yourself. You protect yourself.
Let them know you ain't the one to be
Now,
messy.
don't you go looking for fights like that one queen did on that bus and got her butt torn up. And I was like, now that's what you get, girl. Because you got in that man's face and he wasn't even bothering you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? He turned you around and made you a pie. I said, all right.
Take the vixen. Do not poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear. Not all the bears, honey.
Now, this is I guess this is an alternate. It's like, now, prepare for some tea, he says.
Oh, this is where it got like... Okay.
Approximately 10 months ago, I was dealing with an older man.
Woo.
I knew him as a boy and never thought he was LGBT.
Ooh.
I met him at the library where I used to work.
So you had an old daddy that you knew from back in the day when you wasn't even the girl that you see back in the gap.
So
and
you a little sugar baby.
And you was like, oh, he's fine, but I don't know about him like that. And then you got to see him later and you was like, oh my God, he's like trade.
I'm legal now.
Been there, done that. So I'm already with you. But go on, sis, go on.
He didn't remember me, so when it all came back to him, he was in awe. He revealed he was just getting out of jail, specifically the penitentiary. He was Cuban and juicy.
Penitentiary. I've been there too.
I didn't judge him because I was used to being around it my whole life. Both my parents are deceased, but when they were alive, my mom was a hustler and my dad wore suits when he went to work, and he didn't work in an office, if you know what I mean.
Come on, dealer.
The jailbird hugged me in front of everyone and complimented me, which was shocking because before he got locked up, he was with a woman. Fast forward a few days later, he took me to a pizza place, brought me food, and revealed he wanted to be with me.
Why is it pizza? This is maybe, y'all listen. Y'all go back through all episodes 1 through now to see episode 7. Y'all get taken on these pizza dates. Let me find out that's what the punks is doing. Let me find out.
If it works, I guess.
I mean, why would you want cheese in your body if later on it's going to be cheese in your body?
Well, where's the specific time frame from when you eat and then when there's stuff?
It's a digesto.
You know
right.
What?
Okay.
Some people are into that. I'm just going to keep reading.
I'm going to keep going.
So, of course, me liking older guys and him being attractive, I went for it.
Cottage cheese.
Shut Even though he was freshly...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go on, Professor.
If you lit provolone. Okay. Even...
Mozzarella. Okay, stop. I'm sorry.
Even though he was freshly released from jail, he seemed to have essence and he was taking accountability for his mistakes and was moving forward.
Rewind. Essence that he was taking.
That's.
We're gonna work with you. Work with you. No, not that word. I know what you meant though, but not essence.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the beginning, everything as always is amazing. I'm naturally bashful and he began to open up. So one weekend we were on a date looking at the river, sitting on a bench talking, and I revealed my dreams and aspirations. My dreams involved me leaving from where I'm from. Ever since that day, everything went downhill. When we would be on dates, his ex would call.
You never tell him. Don't never tell me you're leaving, girl.
And he would begin to walk really fast or slowly. He always wanted to know things about me, but never revealed many things about himself. Red flag. I've accepted she was in his life because of a conversation he had on speaker with me besides him, and he confirmed that they worked together, amongst other things. So, not having much proof but suspicion, I continued seeing him. Time went by, and he opened up. He revealed his past and revealed he was insecure me being with me because of my age, goals, and attractiveness. Seeing him vulnerable made me fall for him even more and vice versa. We became incredibly close to the point where he revealed he wanted to be married to me and adopt.
He got you.
Since he wanted to have children. He's trying to get you to stay, girl.
Yeah, no, you got, no, he got. You could have walked away from that. I'm too afraid to be with you.
Because
really,
of your attractiveness?
Really, he's been real. You feel what I'm saying? He's been insecure about what? Okay, continue.
A week or so later, we were intimate, stuff. And he showed up in daddy tuck boy gear. Now, what does that look like?
I know what it looks like. He's talking about some jeans, some Timberlands, maybe a belt, possibly. A wife beater.
And some gray sweatpants.
No, that's zaddy. The sweatpants is zaddy. You want to do daddy is some jeans and some Timbs and a wife beater.
Oh, yeah.
And a good old hat. And a good old nasty hat.
Loose denim jacket and pants with some Timbs on. What did you just say?
I said smelling like Curve.
Now,
bring it back. That was high school. Yes,
but Curve
bring it back.
Is like that Old Faithful though.
But if you still have a bottle,
it's in my car.
Oh
right?
my
But it's like
God.
it's a perfume though. But
so you have the blue one.
It's purple.
You always smell like some lady every time I see you. I'd be like, woman, where are your clothes? Where are they, ladies?
It's like it's supposed to be like a mix.
It's not.
It's not?
It's no. You
It's
smell
not?
like roses and flowers and boo, 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 boo. Yeah, but listen. No, back to
can't.
this. No, back to
Okay.
this. So he rolled up in trade, tuck a hole, ready wear.
Not tuck a hole.
Why don't you read the description?
Loose denim jacket and pants with some Timbs on.
Oh, daddy, where? I thank
Now
you.
this is for the key. He had a box of condoms that said 3 were included, but the issue was there were only 2.
I think you're reading too much into that.
You
But
could potentially. You have to look at the expiration date because condoms take a long time.
He was in the
to expire.
penitentiary, baby. That may have been in his dresser for the longest, girl. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, it could have been in this house for the long. He could have found that on the street.
You really never know.
You never know.
Immediately, I felt some type of way, but needing to get mine, I went through with it after he gave me his week A excuse.
Y'all need to stop. Dick is never that good.
You can't.
It's never that good.
Sometimes you just have to go home and get on that good old Vista and wear it out.
And figure it out. And use 2 fingers. I don't know. But you just need to figure it out. But don't. Let me find out you're on my Vidster. Let me find out you're that video that I watch all the time. Listen, the video's title, and for those who want to know.
Oh,
sorry,
no.
It's my trade. Just got out of jail. Let me tell you something. Listen, the bottom was shaped horrible. Let's be real about it. And it was just not cute. And the socks were cheap. And it was just like, girl,
Whoa.
why would you do that in this video? Take off your sock. I hate seeing
Was the
socks.
face in it, though?
No,
Okay,
not
well, then it
one
don't
bit.
matter.
It still matters because I can figure out where she bottomed from just from the pictures. I'm that one. I'll research. But it was the whole, ooh. And then the guy was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I've been waiting for this, man. It's been so long, man. And I was like, okay.
I believe he's lying, but
Okay.
it hasn't been that long.
When's the last time you think Apollo got some?
Oh, this morning. But
It wasn't a conjugal visit either now.
Okay.
But okay, I would be quiet.
Now, up until this point, he was walking miles to see me at my job every day, Monday through Friday. An issue in the relationship was him not having a car, and he wanted to be there for me more often.
He walked miles?
That's what she said.
He didn't hitch a ride. He'd walk in that jean jacket.
And them Timbs.
Denim with them Timbs. Ooh, them feet must have been you.
Because those are not comfortable.
Those are not walking
Those
shoes.
are not comfortable to be. Okay. So if you have a car now, why are you more distant than when you were walking?
Because he's
every
messing
day?
with some other people. Duh.
I mean, yeah.
Duh.
He became very secretive and weird.
Okay. That sounds about right.
I threw shade at his ex on the phone, and he became very hasty and told me I was just young, dumb, and full of cum.
And you messed up when you did that because you were in your feelings and you wanted him to know, I'm being real with you now, baby.
He got petty.
You got petty. You got in your feelings and you let that stuff take over and you messed up the whole message you could have presented to him. Don't do that no more.
I was very shocked considering he was too old to act like that, and I topped when we tucked.
Question. Because I almost stereotyped bottoms and tops, so I'm not going to do that, and this is a prime example over here. Child, the way you made it seem was that he was banging your papoose. Remy, Ma. But, that was a good love and hip-hop joke. But, that time, y'all switched it up? I'm confused.
I'm trying
or
to-
is this an often thing where he got out, trade for days, and let...
You didn't specify if you...
And then there's my top
every
him.
time.
You know what I mean?
Or reverse. Because the way
If
she
you
wrote
want to
it...
get in the comment section and elaborate on that,
know.
or you want to just email us so we know personally what's the tea, let me know.
The way you wrote this, you topped every time.
It made it seem right. That, yeah,
Every time.
yeah.
And that's
I
not
mean,
tea,
that I've seen
but-
him. Trust and
All
believe.
right.
There's no stigma behind that.
She starts to clarify. She says, and I only did that to turn his narrow A out since he claimed he was a top. Wait.
I almost knocked this whole lighting. I just want to knock it down. Excuse
You
me.
wanted
Parlez-vous français?
to turn him...
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I see you, Petty. I see you. I see you. What's the question, Jamar?
Said,
Are we almost there?
Not even.
God.
For a top who only bottomed once his A was perfectly hairless and douched.
He could have not had any hair back there. Some people are born as naked mole rats.
Yeah, not everybody.
Not
like,
everybody.
Has to comb through the jungle with a sword. I was looking at him like I knew you were a pussycat. The last time I saw him was on a Sunday afternoon. He took me to run and get food.
Were you sitting on the bed like Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman in the Penguin's house?
Oh.
When you had made that whole statement, I have a feeling.
I got a feeling. You picture it?
I'm looking at it now with them legs like hit together like this. You know, a good old bottom girl got them legs together on the bed, sitting their sides folded up because you can see that hip. You want them to see that rump. You want to see that rump from the front. It's like, yes, it concaves into the outer spread of the flower and the roses, the organza. I don't know why I use all those references.
I don't know. Where is this going?
It's like a bloom. It's like a bloom. Like you see a stem and it goes bloom. And it's like, that's ass right there. Watch that ass.
We hope it's real.
Watch that ass right there.
Yeah.
I don't have those problems, honey. This is all regular back here, okay?
So then after I came out the cafe with my stuff, he was in a rush to take me home immediately. So after confronting him, he took me under a bridge.
So light date that turned into you not really getting anything but something to eat that he paid for, I'm assuming, and then he was like trying to get rid of you, so he took you to a little date like out in the bridge. Where do you live? Like, don't take me no bridge in Houston. It's hot. I'm like, oh, why are we outside? Can we find somewhere?
It depends on where it is.
What time of the year is this? No.
Even though he was distant, I still clearly had feelings for him. In the car, he revealed he no longer wanted to be together, and he just wanted to be best friends.
Ooh.
He said he wanted to continue seeing me every weekend, and that included staying over his house for the weekend, going on dates as friends. He wanted to just be able to tuck other people while still tucking you every weekend. Realizing he wanted to reap the benefits of all, and I had to offer, but then using being friends as an excuse to sleep around. Okay, so you already knew.
You already know what's up.
So you already knew.
No.
That was the last time I saw him until a few months later in the Walmart when I was getting my passport picture done, but I won't speak on that.
That's a lot we didn't need to know, but go on.
Okay. Now, recently, a year later, he's on my mind. The other day, I woke up to maybe I should call back K. Michelle. Everyone around me is getting back with their exes, so I was thinking, should I unblock him and try again?
No.
Or should I stick to my guns and continue moving forward? Move forward, babe.
Oh my God! Stop! Don't turn around.
Don't even start. Don't even entertain the idea.
No. Girl.
I realized that it didn't work because I wasn't strong enough. How can you
it's
love
your fault
someone?
now?
How can you love someone if you don't love yourself?
No.
Wait, this is going downhill. This is going downhill.
Okay. Bring it back, Jackson. Okay. First of all, if you have some inner self-saboteur type of stuff going on, you work on that. Don't be looking for somebody thinking that because at that time you were sabotaging yourself and that you were making decisions based off of your emotions and it wasn't something that you actually came to a conclusion based on logical thought. Don't confuse that. You were right the first time. The fact that he did that to you, let me tell you something. Any person who's ever done me that way, I don't speak to again.
I wouldn't
entertain
them ever
that
again. Why would I
you
even
wasted
want to
my
open
time.
that up again?
You needed something around the time you got out of jail to hold you over, to release the inner milk that you had built up and all that type of stuff. You got it. You got yourself back in order again. You got your car. You got your things together. All that stuff done. And now you want to play games. No. Okay? No. Do not turn around. Just keep moving forward. Do you. You probably find someone that's better than that has less issues and baggage going on, and you can enjoy yourself more so. But don't you dare blame yourself for that kind of tuckery right there. Don't do it.
We know when we young, we think, oh, it's our fault.
What did I do? Ma'am. I can't believe this is happening. No, you stick to yourself. That's how you know who you are. You know you messed up, though, when you came at the ex-girlfriend on the phone. I don't agree with that, because why? Why did you need to do that for? Like,
you knew that was going to end badly, girl.
Whatever a situation was before you does not equal what the situation is now with you or what is to happen in the future. So don't go back there looking for trouble when that's back there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why are you turning around to go back in the house after you hear that argument start, and you now want to throw your sense in too? No, you already left the argument. Get in your car and drive away. You'll be all right, baby. I know you're young. I see it. You're young.
We're gonna go ahead
I got
and
it.
finish this one. But I think we've already answered this question.
Yeah,
basically.
we've already answered the question.
We really have.
You don't need to pursue him.
This is like, do you need to pursue him? Move on? No.
Continue moving
You
forward.
good.
Do your own thing. Be yourself. Nobody else.
We love you.
Love you. But oh no, this is all love and frustration coming from me right now because I'm like, child, this sounds like some stuff I would do when I was like 18, 19.
We don't want you to make the same mistakes.
No, ma'am. Run. Portia, run. Okay, listen. I had pizza and Texas cheese fries today, so this is where all that's coming from.
Yes.
Hey, Mat&Mar, I first want to say, I'm sorry, the title of this is Sexual Soulmates. Sexual soulmates. Hey, Mat&Mar, I first want to say I love you. I read it so fast. I love both of you guys and will always love you guys.
Slow down, sis.
No, let me read it again. First, I want to say I love both of you guys and will always love you guys. See, even normally, that was like...
Love you too, baby. Hugs and kisses, best wishes.
Love you both of you guys. All right, did you use my saying? No, it's hugs and kisses, my best love and wishes to you. There we go. Yeah, that's mine. Okay. Patent it. All right. Your RuPaul reviews made me smile in dark times. Hashtag Shanji was robbed. Don't.
We will not open that can of worms again.
Do not.
Because it's the scar is still fresh.
It's still.
Proceed.
My head. It's still. I travel a lot for work as a beauty consultant. On one trip to New York recently for an expo, I met a gorgeously mysterious man. Let's call him Mr. X.
Oh.
I'm enjoying this already. Okay. Mr. X and I have had an incredible sexual affair since I met him. I have never experienced this type of pleasure before in my life. He worships every inch of my body and allows me to worship every inch of his. I have to read
I feel like a saxophone should be playing in the
because
background.
it needs to. And the pillow talk is to die for. Keep going, Jamar. We decided not to be in a relationship because the fun and the mystery of meeting in high-class hotels in different cities is stimulating enough. We've been doing this for 6 months now, and I'm starting to feel like this is an addiction. I absolutely crave his touch, and at times, I can't wait until our next encounter. Is this unhealthy? Should I end it? I express to him my feelings, and he says he feels the same way, but he says he craves me too much to end it. What should I do? P.S. Mar, I would love to exchange tips with you because your face is beat for the gods.
Oh, well, thank you, baby. I'll be beat next week. That sounded all types of 50 Shades of Grey.
It sounded a good Cinemax at 11:45 p.m. type of tease.
Like, that's that kind of book you have to keep under the mattress so your mama won't find it.
But it's soft porn.
Girl, you getting your rocks, ain't you? Go ahead.
I'm not mad
at it
at
at all.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
I mean...
I'm kind of envious a little bit. I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay, so what's her question again?
Woo! Okay, should she end it? Should she stay with what's going on? Should she... You know, is this unhealthy? Okay, is it unhealthy? Have you gone to the doctor and you opened up the box and it was like, ah, or was it still a good light scream? Because if it's a light scream, you're good. So it's not unhealthy in that regards. As far as mentally going on with this,
that's only something you could answer. Because
yeah, if you don't,
it sounds pretty.
If you don't want to, yeah, if you find yourself feeling like you need to be romantic with him, it can get kind of messy.
If you want that, but if you're just
if you're enjoying this every
affair,
2
it's a
weeks type of
hotel
tea,
thing, get your life.
It's not even an affair.
Well,
I mean, unless we don't know that man's life.
Well,
do you know?
She's calling it an affair,
okay,
but not necessarily like you know.
You're just
affair,
living you're in your jush.
It's this meetup and it's this whole mystery.
I don't have a problem with this. Do you?
I don't think it's
until you start feeling uncomfortable.
Have the conversation, but until then, get your rocks.
Yeah, and if it ends, girl, don't think that you lost anything, because remember, he only met you in hotels.
Well, they were expensive though. They were a good kind.
That doesn't mean. Are you serious? Are you? Let me just call Tristan Thompson on the phone. Boop 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 boop. Ooh. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry, Chloe. Can I speak to him, please? Yes.
But that's assuming that he's with somebody.
I mean, even if they're not with somebody, it's like just because he takes you to a nice hotel don't mean nothing. That's just,
so she shouldn't discontinue.
He could just want to have nice sheets. Come on now.
What do you want her to do?
Do you enjoy yourself? At the same time, be careful. If you find yourself getting wrapped up into the mess, jump out of it before it gets you consumed and you find yourself the girl at the hotel looking like Taraji P. Henson in some bad Tyler Perry movie trying to make a statement, and really no one cared to watch it because it only made $5 million at the box office the first weekend. Next.
This one's called The Tucking Struggle. Hello, Matty and Jamar. I'm 25. I live in the small town of Mendota, California. Did I speak that right? Mendota?
Mendota? Yeah.
It's in the Central Valley, and really tucking sucks. I really want to mention that I love the tuck out of all the content. Okay, I see. Okay.
Everybody's gotten
All right.
used to the tuck.
All
Used
right.
to the tuck. Tuck it all.
I really want to mention that I love the tuck out of all the content you guys put out, and think you guys are really mother tucking awesome, and can't get enough of you both.
Thanks, Mother Tucker. Tuck you too.
I initially planned to write about my self-confidence and self-sabotaging behavior that I tend to get when it comes to school, but my ex that I was with for almost 2 years has messaged me a few hours ago, and I feel upset in my feelings regarding the whole thing. It was a very toxic relationship, and I would always blame myself with anything that went wrong. My question regarding this is, how do I get past this? It was my first ever serious relationship, and since we broke up back in January, I've been somewhat getting over it and trying to focus on myself finishing school. But then I get in my feelings and thoughts of the relationship pop up, and his message really made those feelings come out. I get depressed and down on myself and question everything. I do still love and wish him the best, but that doesn't mean I want to go get back with him. I do want to add that I'm not fully out yet. My ex was there for me when I came out to my brother, sister, and good number of friends, which I'm very grateful for. He was also there for me when my mom questioned me about me being gay, and when I told her things did not go well, and I was at my lowest point with her comment of, I'd rather you be drunk than gay. Thankfully, my brother and sister also helped with that situation and it's been okay so far. I'm also living with my parents as I finish... Why?
Every night. Sorry, we're still in the question. This dog over here just started doing something, and I mean, it was like...
What? So I'm also living with my parents as I finish school, and as you can imagine, it's been tucking awkward since my mom knows, but it's not saying anything to my dad because of his possible not so great reaction towards it. She's been okay about it so far, but still very awkward. I'm so sorry for the long email, but adding some background information. Thank you so much, and I love both of you.
Heaven's name, why do we play these games? Hang on to our love. Where? So listen, Sade, no. Don't hang on to it. Move around. Don't go back.
Ooh, don't.
Yeah, they were there for a
Feelings
pivotal...
pop up, but
Baby,
then that's the past.
You know how many... Lord, so many people in my life who have been there for pivotal moments of my life. No, it's not worth it. That doesn't mean that they need to be like there for that specific thing. They could just be a really good friend.
Remember why you're not together.
Yeah. Ooh, please remember. I always tell people don't go backwards, and then sometimes it works for people. But then other times I'm just like, well, just if you didn't really get a chance to know them, that's different. But if you spent time with this individual, people change. But Lord, girl, start living with someone and see how much they've changed.
Okay.
Lonely Gay is the title of this next one. Hey, Mat&Mar, thanks again for answering my last question. This time I wanted to ask your advice on dealing with loneliness. I came out to my friends in early 2017, and they did not take it so well. They were typical guys from the hood, so they were not receptive to it at all. I don't know.
Okay. No.
I'm going to keep that to myself. So I tried using dating apps and going to LGBT events in New York City to try and meet new people, but I would make the occasional fake friend.
Mm-hmm.
I believe one reason I took my break up so hard was because I not only lost someone I cared for romantically, but I lost the person who also became my best friend. So my question is, how do you deal with loneliness and meet new people? Because finding things to do alone is not always fun. I always hear LGBT people talking about their chosen family, and I'm just hoping to find mine, LOL. I don't know how young you are. That chosen family thing normally starts very early with the gay families and you finding your scene, and it's mostly in the ballroom scene versus anything else. But there are fraternities available that are not school related, that are gay frats that you can be a part of, and you live in New York City. They're there.
That's where it, girl.
There's a lot in there, and there's a lot in that city for you to utilize and be a part of as far as the community is concerned. Finding people online as friends is difficult.
It's rare. I feel like you just have to go out and go into the scene that you connect with.
Your favorite place to go to, something that you're comfortable in, whatever time of day that you think is okay, and that's when you normally meet the people that you like.
Yeah, because me and him met via Drag Race.
And he hit me up online, and it was like, no, I'm not talking to this fool. Yeah. And then what happened was I met him in person by accident. And
Really
it was like,
was.
oh.
It really
Oh,
was.
that's you. And so now that I put a face to it, and I wasn't feeling like a pervy sage moment from Naruto Shippuden, okay? You know, I was like, oh, okay, me and Jamar can be cool. And then now you have this show.
But you have to always go out and be in those elements for that kind of connection to happen.
And
so.
he knows I don't go out like that. So it was a very good opportunity for it to be like, oh, there goes oh, that's Matty. Very rare you're going to see me out like that. Because I like to make sure I keep my friendships tight. I keep it very close, small circles. I've done the big groups of friends. It's very hard for me to handle. Because a lot of people are...
They just start tucking.
They're... So be careful. But at the same time, you go with what your heart and your mind is telling you. But don't be a fool and don't be naive. Do not be a fool and don't be naive. You live in New York City. Honey.
But just go out and try to find your family, baby.
Because they're there. I don't even think I still really have a family like that, but there are people who I know who I called my brother and sister and mother when I in the gay world, who if I saw them I'd still say those things. But do I call them every day? Do I see them every day? But it's just that, it's that, okay, I see you. Hi, how's it going? Whoop, 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 whoop.
So our last question is titled, My Heart is in Korea.
I love that name. It sounds like
a song.
Or a good book that has like the really graphic like novelization on it by that steamy writer who's 53 that has 7 cats that lives in an apartment and totally has bestseller novels and $1 million of money in her account, but she uses it on cat food and trips to Seattle, Washington. That felt good. All right. Read the question.
Did you just start listing random things?
No, that was a whole person. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, girl.
Like, take the book Misery. Think of Kathy Bates' character and just put her in the place of the writer instead.
Ooh, shoot. I miss Kathy. I do miss me some Kathy
She's going to be the
Bates.
next American Horror Story.
She wasn't in the last one.
Yeah, she was not, but she will be in this one. I was like, interesting. Oh, they already are talking about it, too, because it's coming out soon.
It'll be here before we know it.
They said it's going to be a lot scarier. I'm like,
I hope so.
We'll
because
see. But they said they're going back to a Silent and Coven kind of tease. And I was like...
You
we
can
need to do
really
that?
mess that up
Do
if
we
you
need
don't
to
do
do
it
that?
right. If you don't do it right, it's going to really be...
I just want more Gabourey Sidibe in there.
Oh,
come on, Queenie. Everything is Queenie. She was everything is Queenie.
Okay.
Look like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Yes, girl, come on.
Hi, fellas. I've been a fan of yours over the past year, and I do like to share your vids on my Facebook. So anyway, I dated this guy in Korea from the end of 2013 to the beginning of 2017. Even after we broke up, we still stayed close. After all, we only broke up because he was in school, and I was thinking about coming back to America to help my mother, who lost her husband recently, and she's terribly ill. I've been back in America since late July, but we always keep in touch, and I miss him, but I don't see us being physically together in the near future. We have both messed around and date other people, but we keep... Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. This is not to you. I'm sorry.
Are you still back in that... He's still before the show. He's still on Gabourey Sidibe.
Because you know what happened? Girl, I just thought the pants was off. I was like, that is perfect.
You better leave Miss Queenie alone.
I live.
But she's so funny.
For Gabourey Sidibe.
I feel like she doesn't...
She's on Empire.
Oh, because I had to stop watching.
Yeah, no, she got jobs. Like, I live for her, but when I think of her face, I think of a Cabbage Patch Kid.
I think of that nightmare she was in when she had to fry chicken forever. And
oh, that was actually kind of like really horrible.
That was actually... Because they had to deal with the a-hole customer.
All right,
Ooh, okay.
let's redo this again.
I
apologize, sir. I apologize, Matt, whatever you want to call whatever you want to call it. I apologize. That joke sat with me like
internally.
I couldn't sit with it anymore. I was like, oh God, that just came off the top of my head.
He's not going to be able to do that.
That was off the top of my head. No, I couldn't live with that one. Oh no. Jamar saw me good and falling on my seat. I was like, did I just say a Cabbage Patch Kid? Matthew, bring it back. Okay. God, sometimes I have to ask myself, you're stupid. I'm like, yeah. So,
Okay.
Applewood vinegar. All right, let's go.
What?
It doesn't exist. All right, continue.
Okay. Hi, fellas. I've been a fan of yours over the past year, and I do like to share your vids on my Facebook. Thank you, baby.
Oh, thank you.
So anyways, I dated this guy in Korea from the end of 2013 to the beginning of 2017. Even after we broke up, we stayed close. After all, we only broke up because he was in school and I was thinking about coming back to America to help my mother who lost her husband recently and she's terribly ill. Sorry to hear that, baby.
Sorry to hear that for sure.
I've been back in America since late July, but we always keep in touch and I miss him, but I don't see us being physically together in the near future. We have both messed around and dated other people, but we keep coming back to each other emotionally and find it hard to start a relationship with anyone else when we have feelings for him better as strong as they ever were. Okay. Guys, what do I do? What do I do about him if he isn't ready to come to America in the near future? He did mandatory military service in Korea, and I would visit him on the base every weekend. That he would let me because sometimes it would make things awkward when his mates would ask why this random white guy would come with snacks and a light step. We know what
I
that
know what
is.
that light step means, honey. That's that sugar foot.
All right. When I had to go to my stepfather's funeral, he took my kimchi shirt to the show, but he didn't get tickets in advance. They wouldn't let him in because the venue was so packed. He waited outside for hours for her to come out and sign it, and he actually did it. I honestly saw myself marrying this guy. Now we just entertain men when we need to scratch that itch, but haven't found it within us to cut each other off. I do have all the love for you and what you do for the community by sharing your input.
You know that song Passion Fruit by Drake is in reference to long distance relationships? I'd listen to that. Passion.
They require such dedication and like a real connection. You can't do a long distance relationship without a good foundation to it, because otherwise it's gonna wither away.
That sucks, and I'm sorry to hear that the space in between you right now is what is causing this to not exist. Can it exist?
I think it can, because it seems like they keep, even though they dabble in other areas, they still wind up.
It's that emotional connection's still there. But you need to prepare for the hard times, honey. I think if you can go through it and you can deal with it, go through it. I mean, you got to have him compromise, though, because it sounds more like you're getting yourself over there more often than, say, he's coming over here. And I also realize because of stuff now with our country, it's harder for people to get into the country and stay here for long periods of time. So,
sure.
You know.
Or at all. But.
You can make it happen. If you want
doable.
to. But you also need to prepare yourself for if you can't go through this, if he can't go through that, if it's not a two-way conversation, it's just one being able to say I can and the other's like I can't.
If you find yourself being the only one putting in that effort, baby.
Don't put your heart at stake for just that. Don't put it on the line. Don't put it on a skewer. Don't do yourself that dirty. Don't do yourself like that.
It ain't worth it.
It's not. Oh, long distance love.
It's not fun.
I
did it one time and
two guys who I talked to long distance. One of them ended up blocking me because I posted something on Facebook and they misconstrued what the post was.
Oh, and that's another thing. Long distance relationship make it so much easier to take things out of context. Seeing pictures on Instagram when you like doing all that, and you can't confront somebody face to face.
I really was sad about that because I was like, that's not even what that was. But then again,
they don't believe you.
I also felt like there were some other things that they didn't want me to know about them, like them possibly being a catfish, because that stuff happens. And then I've been with somebody before who actually moved out here to Houston, and we don't even talk like that anymore at all. They have completely different priorities than I do. It is what it is. You know,
such is life.
I always say that it still exists, so I could have one if I really wanted to, but I'd have to tell myself that if you're gonna do this, be committed and stick with it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I feel like they need a foundation to really stick that out. Like,
it's rough. You're about to. Yeah, I know this is rough. We saw the picture too. He was cute.
He was there sitting there with Miss Kimchi. Now, that's dedication. He actually stood out there because, baby.
And got your shirt signed? Did he send it back to you? Oh, my God. I'm sure he did.
That's love and dedication on his end. So, we'll give him that.
Child, I was looking at the picture, though. I was like, why is this random black man sitting out there outside the queue? I was like, who is that?
And I saw that the guy that she's referring to was almost as tall as Kim. And Kim is a big girl. So, Miss Thing, you know what I mean? sing.
I was like, oh,
What's some height on it?
I said, do,
All right.
re, fa, sol, la, ti, do, c'est bon, c'est bon. We done.
We done.
We done. Thank you so much for coming to our corner store.
Oh my God. Yes.
So she's Valley, and I'm somewhere between Boston and Madison, Wisconsin.
That sounds very Jersey.
Very Jersey. Prostitution hard. Just shake up the table. That's still one of the best moments in housewife history. Prostitution whore. And then she just shakes the table. I was like, I'd have been at that table like, oh, wait, my plate, girl. That'd been me. Oh, wait.
I paid for this food. I had my
need to
ticket
eat
yet.
this. Hold on, where's my drink, though? That's me. I'm not getting up. She ain't doing nothing. That's me. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you have any questions you want to submit for next week's episode, and Jamar will be painted for next week's episode, as it is Snatch Game. So as you know, we record these on Thursdays, and he will definitely be putting on the Mask of 1,000 Demons for us, and we will be enjoying it.
Nah, look, I've actually come painted like a 10. No, I ain't about to do all that.
You should do a Snatch Game paint. Who would you be? Who could you be?
You know what? I have an idea.
What is the idea?
I've been thinking about putting my hair in the buns and doing like the Nicki Minaj Chun-Li cover. And drawing baby hairs. And because you hate it,
I implore you.
I'm going to do it.
I implore you not to do that. Because you want to do something that didn't flop.
It didn't technically flop.
It flopped.
Because it went into the top of the Billboard.
It did?
It did.
When? Why has this not been a report?
Look on Nicki. She made sure to post many posts about it.
She had to, because when it entered the Billboard charts, it was at like, 80-something.
I had to check myself. I'm like, wait, Nicki, are you sure? Are you sure, baby?
Who said that? Who said that?
Oh, wait, no, she's talking about
That's Beats 1.
Rises to a peak of, 10 on Billboard Hot 100.
How?
The Bobs, baby, the Bobs.
Yeah, because it was at 82. That's when I was laughing, because I was like, oh, they made sure. Her barbers made sure to do something for that.
I'm not going to do that for real. But
I wouldn't either. It's not her best look. Yeah, it's not.
I did like the hair, though, but I was going to do a completely different makeup.
Like, this isn't either.
Ooh, no.
God bless America.
Ooh, no.
That was a basketball game.
That's what she went to?
She went to the basketball game and then ended up in the studio afterwards.
I guess.
Which I'm okay with. But that was the basketball game. Look, sweat. Bye, everybody.
Bye, because we forgot